Hello, my student. I hope you are doing well, my Form 4 student. Yes, it's me again, Madam Gracious Kanzini from Educare TZ. My student, we are proceeding with our chemistry session and we are proceeding with our session series. So, my student, we have our topic which is soil chemistry, and in the previous sessions, we have already passed through some of them, whereby we try to look all about soil formation, but also we try to pass through the plant nutrient in the soil, but also we try to look on the concept of manure and fertilizers. Today, let's just try to start with the soil reaction. Now, my student, when we talk about soil reaction, we are talking about the reactions which tend to take place in the soil. For instance, maybe the soil can be acidity, the soil can have the basicity characteristics. So those reactions taking place there is what we call soil reaction. By definition, simply when we talk about soil reaction, we can say that this refers to the acidity or alkalinity of the soil. Kwamba kumbe tunavyoongelea soil reaction, katika definition ya kawaida tunaongelea ile acidity and alkalinity. So the degree of acidity and alkalinity katika soil is what we call the soil reaction. Something to note here in the soil reaction is soils that are acidic are said to have the acidic reaction. Kwamba soil ambayo ni acidic in nature, they have the acidic properties. So tunasema kwamba that soil ni acidic, we call it acidic reaction. Kwa sababu tunaongelea soil reaction. So kama soil is made up of acidic properties, directly we say that soil is acidic reaction. But if soil that are alkaline are said to have an alkaline reaction. Simply mean that when we talk about alkaline here, my student, we are talking about the base. So if the soil is made up of basic properties, obvious the soil or the kind of soil reaction there, we are saying it have the alkaline reaction or the basic reaction. Another to note is soil reaction are determined by the concentration of hydrogen ions, which is the positive charged ion, and the hydroxyl ion, which is the negative charged ion. So uwepo wa soil reaction, kwenye soil reaction sasa, the concentration their concentration can be determined kwa uwepo wa this positive charged ion ambayo tunaongelea hydroxyl ion ambayo ni negative, alafu na hydrogen ion ambayo ni positive. So tutakapojua kwamba okay, here there is the hydrogen ion which is positive charge, tutajua okay, which kind of soil reaction is this. But also tukiwa na presence or tukiweza kudetermine concentration ya OH ambayo ni hydroxyl ions, tutaweza kujua what kind of soil reaction in this. So when concentration of OH is greater than concentration of hydrogen ions, the soil has an alkaline reaction. Simply mean that kama tutaweza kudetermine ile concentration of this charged ions katika soil, simply tukijua kwamba okay, in this soil we have the large or we have the great amount of OH, hydroxyl ion. Simply we can able to identify the types of soil or the soil reaction kwa kusema kwamba this soil it is basicity or alkaline soil. And when the concentration of H positive, hydrogen ion is greater than the concentration of OH ion, the soil has an acidic reaction. My student, I think here you understanding the situation. So mean that kama tutaweza kudetermine concentration ya H hydrogen ions ikawa ni kubwa kuliko ya yule OH ambayo ni hydroxyl ion negative charge, simply tutajua kwamba okay, our soil reaction here or the kind of soil here it is acidic and so forth. Another thing here to note in the soil reaction is when concentration of H is equal to the concentration of OH, the soil reaction is neutral. What does it mean? It means that kama tutaweza kufanya determination ya concentration ya OH iliyopo kwenye certain soil na concentration of hydrogen ion ambayo ipo kwenye the same soil, so tukajua kwamba their concentration are equal, mean that kama kama ni maybe 0 OH and 0 H, simply ile kind of soil itakuwa ni neutral, mean that is neither acidic nor base, amna acid wala base. So these are the main things to note in this concept of soil reaction. Simply najua mshaelewa na mshapata picha. So as we proceed is where we're gonna to use this concept or this idea to explain more or to have more details concerning our session. Now, my student, let's look on the concept of soil pH. Tumeona kuhusiana na hizo concepts za acidity, concepts za basicity and so forth. Tumeona kuhusiana na concepts za hydrogen ion, tumeona kuhusiana na concepts za hydroxyl ion. Now, let us look at the concept of soil pH. When we talk about soil pH, simply by definition, this refers to the measure of acidity or alkalinity of the soil. My student, kwa sababu tumeshajua nini maana ya soil reaction, so here when we talk about soil pH inakuwa sasa ni rahisi kwako kuelewa. So unaona kwamba the soil pH sasa tunaangalia ile measure, we measure the acidity now and the alkalinity of the soil. It expresses as a negative logarithm of the hydrogen ion concentration. Kwamba this soil pH inakuwa expressed, inawakilishwa katika negative logarithm ya concentration ya hydrogen. And we know that the hydrogen ion it tend to represent the concentration of acid in the certain soil. So once we see this negative logarithm of the concentration of hydrogen ions, which is the positive charged ion, is where we can able to determine the soil pH and so forth. Or is where we can able to measure the degree of acidity and basicity in the soil. Now simply mathematically we can say that pH is equal to negative logarithm ya concentration of hydrogen ion. This is a simple mathematical ambayo imerahisisha au try to demonstrate the meaning of soil pH. So my student, you can maybe sometime meet with them questions so unaweza kutumia hii formula kudetermine au kuweza kujua ni kiwango gani cha acidity au basicity ambacho kitakuwepo kwenye a certain soil. Now we have here our formula, so whereby the this concentration of H positive, this is the concentration of hydrogen ion. So this one is log, this one is pH ambayo ndio soil pH. This one is the concentration of hydrogen ion. Now, my student, we have tried to look on the pH. Na tumeona kwamba uwepo wa this soil pH or this measuring of the acidity and basicity tuna consider vitu viwili ambayo tuna consider what? Acidity and base. So tumeona kwamba tukijua kwamba kama kiwango cha hydrogen ion which is positive charged ion kikiwa ni kikubwa tunajua kwamba this soil is acidity. Lakini hydroxyl ion which is negative charged ion ikiwa kubwa tunajua this is alkaline soil or the base soil. But also tumeona kwamba if their concentration are the same, simply tunasema kwamba that kind of soil is neutral. So now my student, let us see the pH value range from 0 to 14. So this is pH scale. Hii ndo scale ambayo inaonyesha namba na inaonyesha zile identify the range of the acidity and base. Maybe ikirange katika hii number or a certain number, it is a strong acid, it is a weak acid, or it is a strong base, it is a weak base and so forth. Now this is pH value range from 0 to 14, kwamba inaanzia 0 mpaka 14. Now kama itakuwa imerange our val number ambayo tutaipata concentration ya maybe ya hydroxyl ion or hydrogen ion, if it will range from 0 to 4, simply tutajua kwamba that kind of soil is a strong soil, or it is made up of strong acid. But also if it is range from 0, I mean 4 to 7, hapa tunasema kwamba this is weak acid. So tukipata the val of the pH of a certain soil after determining it, tukapata okay ina range katika this kind of scale, tunajua okay the soil is made up of acidic, lakini ile acidic iliyoko pale it is weak acid. But also kama tutapata ambayo imerange katika 7 kwenda mpaka 11, simply this will be the weak base. So after obtaining our val, baada ya kufanya ile determination ile concentration maybe ni hydroxyl ion, simply ikarange katika this val from 7 to 11, tutajua kwamba okay the kind of soil here is made up of basic reaction, but the basic reaction there or the alkaline reaction there, it is in weak nature. And simply as well as kama imerange katika 11 up to 14, now this will be the strong base. So the same kwamba utafanya determination ile concentration ya hydroxyl ion ambazo negative charge ion. Baada ya pale ukiona ile value ina range hapa, simply utajua kwamba okay my soil sample is made up of alkaline reaction or soil, but it is made up of very strong base, yani inakuwa ile I mean base inakuwa katika strong nature. So as I said, so mean that kuanzia huku kwenda huku kama inakuwa ni weak au strong, kuanzia huku kuja huku inakuwa strong weak. So simply if your val it is range in the 7 number, so simply itakuwa ni neutral, mean that your soil reaction will neither be acidic nor base, amna acid wala amna base, kwa hiyo itakuwa ni neutral soil reaction. Now my student, what to note here is simply that was just a demonstration through using the diagram, but here there is some of the explanation concerning the diagram, so it will be easy for you once you pass through the slides and you observe this au unaona this kuliko pale ambapo nimefanya tu demonstration. So here in the slide there is something to note concerning that diagram ambayo tumedemonstrate kuhusiana na pH range or pH val or pH scale of the soil. Now the pH val below 7 are acidic, kwamba ile ambayo pH yake ipo below 7 obvious acidic. pH val above 7 are basic, kwamba ambayo ipo above juu ya 7, ina maana kwenye 7 ndo point ndo point ambayo ni intermediate, ambayo pale ina maana inakuwa neutral. So kama itakuwa chini ya 7, ina maana 1 mpaka 6, simply hiyo itakuwa ni acid. Lakini kama itakuwa above 7, kuanzia 8 mpaka 14, so that will be basic or alkaline. pH value of 7 are neutral, kwamba pH value ikiwa 7 ambayo ni kwenye center pale, obvious it is neutral. pH of most soil range from 3.5 to 11. So you can see pH value, pH most soil zinakuwa zina range kuanzia hapa mpaka 11. Mean that this one is acid but this one is what? Base. Na my students, wakati tunafanya discussion katika previous session, I hope you understand. Tulisoma zile kind of fertilizers, tulisoma zile kind of I mean fertilizers to be applicable in the soil. Tukaona kwamba most of them they are acidic. Only one of calcium nutrient fertilizer is the base, or their base is sprangle, not strong. So tuliona kwamba most of them they are acidic. That's why here pH of the most soil, kwamba most soil pH zake zina range katika from 3.5 ambayo ni strong base to 11 ambayo kule inaendelea kwenye ile I mean this 3.5 is acid afu to 11 ambayo 11 inaendelea kwenye base. Most plants grow well in the soil having the pH range of between 6 and 8. So you can see that most of the plant growth zinakuwa favored katika ile growing healthily katika udongo au katika soil ambayo ina pH range yake imerange between 6 to 8. So it should be the weak base, the weak acid with the weak base, strong base. So you can see 6 inaingia kwenye iko below 7, mean that inakuwa ni acidic. Lakini tukirudi kwenye category ya ile pH scale tunajua kwamba katika 6 here hii inakuwa ni weak acid. So the same apply katika hii 8 ipo above 7. So hii means ita simplify the bases. Lakini tukirudi kwenye category pale au katika ile demonstration ile pH scale tunaona kwamba hii 8 ina range katika strong base. So kumbe utakuta most of the plant, mazao mengi yanakuwa favored katika udongo ambao unakuwa na this kind of soil reaction whereby we have the weak acid with the strong base. So tolerance to acidity or alkalinity varies from plant to plant. Lakini ule uwezo wa plant kuvumilia kulingana na ile acidity na basicity ya soil inategemeana na mmea wenyewe. So you can see some of plant they can't tolerate maybe in acidic condition or the basic nature of the soil, lakini most of them they can. So at the same time another plant they can able to tolerate both situation. Maybe the soil reaction is made up of acidity, alkalinity and so forth. Zenyewe zinaweza kutolerate na zika grow healthy. Some plants such as tea do well in acidic soil. Kwa mfano tea ni zao la chai. My students, so you can see kwa mfano zao kama hili linaota vizuri au linakuwa well growth, linakuwa vizuri katika acidic soil. So you can see it depend with the kind also or the nature of the plant. Now let us see the nutrients such as nitrogen. Nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and magnesium available within the pH range of tuliona zile kind of essential micronutrients ambazo zinakuwa available katika soil. So tuliona hizi hapa nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, manganese. Hizi hapa it means zinaingiliana katika zile primary micronutrient and secondary micronutrients. So this nutrient they are highly required by plant in large quantity. So you can see they are available within the pH range of 6.5 to 7.5. So mean that zinakuwa katika ile average ya acidity vile vile na basicity. So kama hizi kind of fertilizer or nutrients zinakuwa available katika hii pH na tunajua kwamba ili mmea ukue vizuri healthy, so tunajua kwamba lazima it require this kind of micronutrients ambazo zinakuwa required in large quantity, the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and the other secondary micronutrient, for instance manganese. So you can see some of the plants zinaweza kuwa favored ku grow healthily katika hii kind of pH range kwa sababu ya uwepo wa zile micronutrients zilizoko mole. But also the nutrients such as iron, chlorine, copper, manganese and zinc favored by acidic soil. Simply vile vile hizi kind za nutrient zinakuwa favored. Hizi kind of nutrient tunaziita micronutrients ambazo zinakuwa required katika small quantity for plant to grow healthy. So you can see kwamba zenyewe zinakuwa favored katika acidic soil. Very acidic soil or very alkaline soil do not support microorganism activities. So tunajua kwenye soil kuna wale microorganisms ambao wenyewe wanasaidia kufanya decomposition ya zile plant materials, zile animal waste and so forth. So kumbe soil if it is made up of acidity or alkalinity katika large extent itapelekea destruction au itapelekea unsupportive of this microorganism ambao wanaishi katika soil, wanasaidia katika decomposition process. Now let us look the importance of soil pH. Kwamba this soil pH ina umuhimu gani? My student tumeona their importance, their nature of this soil pH. Lakini sasa tuone okay, tukistudy the soil pH, or considering the soil pH, is it important, is it significant to us? Now it enables us to select crops to plant associate with the pH value. So it is important. Simply inasaidia kutupa sisi a guideline, kujua kwamba okay, in this soil we can able to plant kind of plant only. For instance, we can plant tea in the acidic soil only. So kama wewe utaenda kupanda zao la chai katika basic soil, it will be difficult for those crops to grow healthy na kupata zile product unazozihitaji. Actually itakuwa ni very difficult. So after studying
Purchase your tracks today.